It's another Big Fat Loser Monday for the Arizona Cardinals and tons of information coming out of the facility in Tempe. Why did the team not spike the football in the waning seconds of regulation, and why no staff changes are coming to Jonathan Gannon's staff? Johnny Venerable.
Yes, why we believe Jonathan Gannon remains safe and why Drew Petzing is the biggest indicator that he could, in fact, be taken down come January and Black Monday. PHNX Cardinals starts now. Hey, welcome in. Up Studio K, presented by our friends at Circle K. It's the PHNX Cardinals podcast, your premier #1 in the world Arizona Cardinal podcast. Like and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star wherever you get your programming. I'm Johnny Venerable, joined as always by Brack in Studio K. Noah, man, crushed it yesterday, crushing it every day behind the mic. Big thanks to everybody who made our watch-along pre-halftime and post-game such a banner day for this little fanboy podcast, despite yet another L from this team, Bo.
Yeah, love that. Tyler, what's going on? New Jersey Cardinal. CT Cleary utilizing his supporter emojis out there, dropping the lives. You have to love to see it, even though you're mourning another loss for the Arizona Cardinals. How about the 8th? That's right. Dylan Richards, the boys are back. We are here for a brand new episode of PHNX Cardinals. Drop a like, subscribe. This episode of PHNX Cardinals brought to you by your friends over at Bet365. Download the Bet365 app today. It's never ordinary. Use the code PHNX365. Bet $5. You get $150 in bonus bets by using that promo code. Don't miss out on it. 175 live already. Wanting to hear the latest updates from the facility in Tempe, and we might be able to give you a little context of what went down in the final moments of yesterday's loss. But as far as any staff changes, Johnny, there's nothing that's changing as far as Jonathan Gannon's coaching staff, who's calling plays. It's all the status quo.
Yet. An emphasis on yet. If JG wants to lose games with Drew Petzing before firing him in January, like that's his prerogative, I think it's a mistake, and I think it leaves him vulnerable to being put on the hot seat, even though I feel very strongly that he's going to return. That can change, as you said, every week. If we get 10 new supporters today, I will drop a coaching scoop on this show. We had it up for grabs yesterday, and I think it kind of got lost in the frustrations, rightfully so, of our audience. So we will reopen that up today. 10 scoops and 10 memberships, not 10 scoops. If we get 10 new supporters before the end of the show, I'll drop a scoop on potential coaching candidates here. But for
10
now,
scoops is what you were getting on your drive home from the studio last night.
That's right. I may or may not had some Culver's fast food therapy. I never do that. I try to be smart. I just went to Culver's and I got a double cheeseburger and onion rings, and I was on the phone with Bo, and I housed it in about 45 seconds. I was so pissed off.
I could just hear like the wrappers crinkling just one after the other. I mean, like you were doing some work on the other side of that phone. I was concerned about you, but now I see you're alive and well. You're wearing that nice PHNX lid. Ooh, what a good color red that is. I mean, get in now while the getting's good. If you are a diehard, I believe you can already access some of the Black Friday deals going on, which is fantastic. So check it out. Go PHNX.com. But so much to get into. Where do we want to start today?
It's okay. So I think we fast forward. Yesterday was a disaster. But I don't think you got your time necessary to kind of debrief what you saw at the stadium.
Right.
And then I want to get Gannon's presser yesterday and his presser today were not good from my vantage point. So I want to start with my co-host here. Your assessment of the last 24 hours given the product that was on the field.
Well, what we witnessed was history, right? The last 25 years, teams with had won the turnover battle by 4 or more. 50-0, pretty strong record for those teams. Arizona Cardinals becoming the first team not to win that type of game. So, like, to see that in full display, and it always felt like the Cardinals had the opportunity and we're going to take advantage of the opportunity to get into that game and maybe go back and forth, because it was a back and forth performance. But the final minutes and seconds and overtime were nothing short of like frantic. Everything was just in disarray. Like there was nothing that looked like the team outside of the offense, like chilling on their way to the football after Michael Wilson's 31-yard reception, where you would have thought like maybe there was some sort of urgency, but it wasn't. Like it was clear as day. That's how they were coached and how they were as a unit were behaving and getting to the football with no urgency. Like I was puzzled by it. Like traditionally you would say you spike the football and you turn that situation into kind of a 2-for-1 before eventually kicking the field goal. But because of their lack of urgency, they turn it into a one shot, and it was really not a great option. And you'll hear Jonathan Gannon and the reasoning behind that. But the reason they didn't spike was to potentially create, a good one-on-one matchup for Michael Wilson there. And it just didn't seem like that play materialized from the jump. And then you've got this decision on 4th and 4 where you can kind of see clear as day, options aplenty underneath to just live to see another day. And collectively, the team is going down with the ship, saying that we should have gone for broke on that. And it was the right play to go to Xavier Weaver. And I think that like the consensus on both of those situations is the opposite. Like you spike the football, you get the opportunity with the clock not moving to set up and run offense and take a couple shots as opposed to one. And then in overtime, you move the chains and you let the clock with plenty of time to spare. You go win the game, as Jacoby Brissett and Gannon both said, like why they like that play or love that play. You win the game later in the overtime. Like I just, those are two things that I think people can easily say, I disagree with that, and the people in disagreement are probably right.
They are not a well-coached team right now, and they are especially not a well-coached team when games are at stake in the fourth quarter. That cannot be argued. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that comes back to how they operate offensively. Every loss this year in the fourth quarter, the offense has had a chance to put the game away, and they have not done so. Now, the defense is not without fault, but I think I'm trying to contextualize it with a defense that had 4 takeaways and they scored an offensive touchdown yesterday.
Right.
I think back to the 49er game, lose 16-15. I think about the Packer game, couldn't pick up first downs. I think about the Colts game. There are so many instances dating back to last year, the Vikings game, both Seahawk games, the Rams game at the end of last year. The Cardinals are one of the worst fourth quarter teams of the last 3 years under Jonathan Gannon. So with that being said, it should not surprise anybody, yet every weekend we are surprised by how they can botch a game. The rationale of trying to run a play to catch a defense off guard, which is what he said in his presser. We're going to get to his clip here in a second. Mm-hmm. You have not scored for the entirety of the game in the red zone consistently. You had a Bam Knight touchdown and Greg Dortch broke a play and you scored, but you had not been moving the ball well enough to say, hey, we're going to catch them off guard and we got something going here. That you gifted them an opportunity to collect themselves for overtime instead of being buttoned up, spiking the ball. I checked it earlier today. I thought today after I slept on it, was Michael Wilson taken down at like the 20 or the 15? I watched it again today. He was down at the 8. You needed 8 yards. Mm-hmm. If you're buttoned up and you spike the ball and you run to the line of scrimmage, you get minimum 2 plays. 2 shots one at Trey, one at Michael, whomever.
Right.
And your answer to that is, we're going to put aside what Michael Wilson did, because I honestly don't. That's an indictment of their coaching, because nobody understood the moment. But Michael quickly remedied it. Got his control. He actually ran up to the line faster than a lot of the players did.
Right.
Watch that tape again. The offensive lineman, Jacoby, everybody is aloof, walking to the line of scrimmage, blowing time, in shotgun. Immediate that play that they ran them, it was non-competitive play, and you basically conceded that we're going to go and play in overtime. It was so poorly executed. And then you think about, how would Sean McVay operate in that scenario? How would Kyle Shanahan? How would Mike McDonald? They would have done the opposite of you, because your rationale has gotten you beat consistently the entire year. This is not a small sample size. You are not good at this. And to try to rationalize it and justify it only irates the fan base more. I thought for sure we were going to get, we just didn't execute properly there. I'd like to have that one back. No, it's like, no, we wanted to do that, but it didn't work, because it never works.
I'm looking at just kind of the possessions yesterday, and you're like, well, how does a team hang around turning the ball over 4 times? Sure, like the first turnover is immediately returned to the end zone by Walter Nolan. We don't have much of an update on Walter Nolan. He's still getting evaluated for that knee issue. But you go, as your defense starts to play well, after just being hot knife through a butter to start the game, you go force a punt, and then you get the interception. You get the interceptions. You've got the Cardinals' offensive performance. They go punt, touchdown, missed field goal, punt, touchdown, turnover on downs, field goal, turnover on downs. Like, that's an atrocious offensive possession log. And I mean, it's in a very winnable game. And like, one of those touchdowns you were scored, it was the coming off the Budda Baker pick, where you're deep in their territory. You had the previous pick from Akeem Davis Gaither, to where you played so poorly offensively, and sure, you lose like Jacoby Brissett on the 1 yard sack. Where
I'll give you that possession. That's fine.
You have back-to-back huge losses on that play. On that, it's like -4 and like -6, right?
Direct snap to Greg Dortch.
And direct snack, and then there was a pass behind the line of scrimmage that also got blown up. And you're out of field goal range. It's like, that's inexcusable. That's where you're saying, like, hey, that's where you're choking, as far as trying to just even put forth, like, minimally a field goal to put points up to take advantage of a turnover. They took advantage of 2 of the 4 turnovers yesterday. They get the unbelievable thick 6 by Walter Nolan. And then there was the touchdown that they got after Budda. But outside of that, they just didn't capitalize enough to turn that thing into what it should have been. It's a laugh. It should have been a laugher.
Instead, people are laughing at them.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to dissect Jonathan Gannon's comments and why I believe he's safe today. There's no guarantee he's safe in January with the enablement of Drew Petzing. I think it has gotten ridiculous at this point, and we're going to talk about it around the corner. Again, 10 members. We got 1. We need 9 more for a coaching scoop. It's PHNX Cardinals. Hit that like.
Must not want a coaching scoop.
I guess not. I'll tell you what I do want. So I want our friends at APS to help me save. Right now, if you're looking for a way to save energy and money, APS can help. When you upgrade to a new smart thermostat, I have one. It's fantastic. Highly recommended. You can cut costs year after year. AP customers can get a new smart thermostat for as low as $0, free 99 at aps.com/sales. Shipping and taxes not included. Other restrictions apply. I'm going to tell you right now, APS is an absolute game changer. I didn't know, like, before I moved to the Valley, it's like how important it was to be able to manipulate your thermostat to save money. And I saw it every single month on my bill, a big, fat, loaded figure at the end of the month that I had to pay, a crooked number. No longer. When I switched to APS, it's like, okay, I am in control of what I pay, my thermostat. I know the highs and lows and the metrics necessary. Get it right now. APS, again, free outside of shipping and handling. Check them out today.
Whether you're mourning a loss of your favorite football team or you're celebrating the holiday season, what's better than a crisp Captain Morgan and Coke? Is there anything better than that right now? I don't think so. I mean, that's just delightful beverage. And Captain Morgan, if you missed it yesterday, they had the pirate ship out at the tailgate. Elite.
Love it.
Go board the pirate ship with Captain Morgan. Well, don't be too downtrodden that you missed out on the opportunity out there in Glendale. You can take advantage. How about in Old Town? And just 2 days from now, November 26th, they're going to be out there. Isn't that the biggest day to go out Wednesday night before Thanksgiving?
That's
I think so.
I believe so. So why not go board the ship with Captain Morgan? It's going to be parked right outside the Wasted Grain. Also, you got November 28th. You got the iHub tailgate tour in Tempe's for the Territorial Cup going on, having the duel in the desert. And then your last chance to see it is Fry's on Southern Avenue in Tempe. Don't miss on your chance to see the captain ship for yourself. Follow them at Captain Morgan USA on Instagram and follow that journey there.
Hit that like button, subscribe to PHNX Sports here on YouTube. All right, let's jump back into it. We got 330 people watching live. Get us to 500 likes here. And again, 9 more memberships on this show. All right, so Jonathan Gannon. So one of the biggest questions was how are they going to defend this, right?
Yeah.
That everybody, we saw it during our watch along. You have to spike the ball. They didn't. And then the terrible play call in 4th and 4 to Xavier Worthy, where he at no point was ever open. That was the design play. Looked like Bam Knight and Dortch were open underneath. You don't go to Trey McBride. You don't go to Michael Wilson. Jonathan Gannon met with you and the rest of the Phoenix media today, Bo. Let's start with the decision not to spike.
Yeah, we'll start with the end of regulation there. Michael Wilson catches the ball with about, 26 seconds left on the clock. And the clock running, we asked Jonathan Gannon about their approach in that situation.
Run that play rather than spiking and maybe having 2 shots at the end zone.
Yeah, I always think you put pressure on the defense, especially after an explosive, to run a play and not get in the huddle. That's one thing. I would have liked to see us, looking back on it now where the clock was, would have liked to see us get it off a little bit quicker. Like you talked about yesterday, Teo, you're right on that when I looked at it. Not that we were discombobulated, but when that ref starts backing out, you got to get that snapped if you're going to have a chance for 2 plays down there. But it can be preference, it can be always and never what you do in those situations. We talk about those constantly. You see people around the league do different things. Felt comfortable about it. Would have liked to get off 2 there. When we ended up getting the first one up and down 6 seconds. My goal there is to kind of keep us out of harm's way and go to overtime. A couple more seconds on the clock, maybe you can get off another play, although probably what the defense is doing, you're going to end up having to sail it anyhow. So try to hit him by surprise and give a one-on-one ball to Mike. It didn't work out, but to your point, if you clock it there with that much time, you probably get 2 plays, and we only got off 1.
Okay. So they made the decision. The decision failed.
Mm-hmm.
In hindsight, it's like, would you rather have 1 play or 2 plays? That decision, even though he's kind of admitting it failed and that, oh yeah, in a perfect world, you get 2 plays. You were never getting 2 plays off without spiking it. And it failed. And in a game in which you had to win, you had 4 takeaways. Your offensive coordinator decided that it would be better just to do a quick throw to Michael Wilson and basically concede a play. You guys decided as a coaching staff to concede a play on the 8-yard line. I don't know how anybody could rationalize that as a smart decision, especially you've got a quarterback who has been beaten up, right? Who has been thrown to the turf. Your offensive line is not good.
Mm-hmm.
You're not scoring touchdowns. It'd be one thing if you got flipping Kurt Warner there and you're like, okay, we're killers and we know we're going to be able to narrow in here and we know the perfect route. Like, sure, good teams maybe can think like that. You're not a good team. You're not a good offense. You just ran through how many times the Cardinals punted. Why on earth would you think you don't need 2 downs? It's a fireable offensive coaching staff offense. That is a fireable decision that you're going to say, we have a limited offense. Let's reduce our opportunity in half. It's indefensible.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of trade-offs I think you need to kind of consider as far as spiking it versus not spiking it. Like, there is philosophies out there. There's approaches that NFL coaching staffs subscribe to. I mean, as far as how they handle these situations in the game. And I do agree with Gannon as far as you need to get on the ball quicker than that. That's my biggest issue with this is how lackadaisical they get down the field and they get to the line of scrimmage, and that truly cemented the one shot at it. Because like generally, like when you see like this situation played out, like spike versus no spike, it's usually a difference of about like 4 seconds. They, as Donnie Druin put on Twitter yesterday, they torched 20 seconds. They just lit it on fire. And they said goodbye, and they took a two.
They were not well coached in that moment.
And then you think about the trade-offs. Is like, okay, in this situation, it doesn't matter that you're burning it down because you just need two shots and a kick. So if you burn it on first down, you spike it, then you're on second. You got second and third, and you kick on fourth down. I think that. I mean, so there's no question there.
NFL 101.
So now it's like your philosophy as far as time saved versus play effectiveness, and that's where they're going. That's what their point is. That's what they wanted to create there, where they wanted the defensive chaos versus them being able to set themselves offensively. I'm just telling you what the approach is.
But guess what? They had a timeout. They could set themselves. They could say, we don't like the look. But you know what they said? Their defensive coordinator, he said, try me.
Right.
Because you've been trying me all game. You stink. You're not any good. We're out coaching you. You can't run the ball. You have 2 touchdowns. That's it. He wasn't scared. No one was scared that they were going to
have at it, Haas. That's what they
did.
They
were like, and it worked.
The clock is churning. This is going to be their lone chance.
Right.
We just need to play this, and it just was. That play was dead from the very snap.
No one thought they were scoring there. We were all screaming in person and on our TVs, hike the ball. And they're nonchalantly going into shotgun. He should have been.
Every single player on offense. The only person that was moving was Mike, because I think he understood, like, oh crap, I almost just spun the ball, and I think he was able to get through that a nearly bad mistake and get it to the line, because his teammates were just cruising down like
the offensive line were doing like a slow crawl to the line of scrimmage. And
even when they're at the line of scrimmage, they just kind of like get into their positions like very slowly.
They are emotionless. They are emotionless. They are not. When you're non-responsive to a staff, that staff needs to be fired. When in the biggest moment of the game, you are not responding and people are confused of what's happening, you should not be employed. You've had 3 years. All these offensive linemen have been with you the entire time. It's not Bo and I starting out there. It's not 7th rounders and undrafted rookie free agents. You got depth for days. These are all people that Drew Petzing has had his hands on for the better part of 2+ years. And you look like that in a game where your defense said, here, guys, opportunity. And the defense is not perfect. But man, oh man, that offense, Drew Petzing is not going to be the offensive coordinator next year. The question is going to be, is he taking Jonathan Gannon down with him? Because days like yesterday, when you're having streaks like that snap, 50-1, and then in turn, the optics of Gannon trying to rationalize it for the defense of his offensive coordinator you cannot argue that is making things worse. The public opinion of him is bad right now. And Drew Petzing is putting Jonathan Gannon directly or indirectly into the firing squad of this fan base. They are saying, I don't trust you. I don't believe you. I don't like you. I'm not renewing my tickets. And he is enabling this. And we got 6 more weeks of this.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody think it's going to get better? You have an ace in the hole. He loves Israel Wilford. Fire Drew and put him in charge, and let's see what he can do. And then you buy yourself some time. And people are going to say, okay, we can breathe a little bit. And then maybe those players that are walking to the line of scrimmage with less than 30 seconds left have to perk up and say, my ass could be cut tomorrow. But because you're not setting that example and you've barely benched or done anything, your players, it's the status quo. He's sitting there talking about we got to be a better running team. It's like, okay, how many weeks we're in week 11? It's terrible. It's been terrible. Does anybody think it's maybe the coaching staff? Maybe they're not responding to the coaching.
Yeah, it just looked too rehearsed as far as how lax they were getting down the field and setting up. And then that's your one shot at it. And it was just a low percentage, very low percentage play. It's like, but then like you think back and you're like, well, what if you gave them a second opportunity? What if they did spike it? You get 2 plays like that. It's probably what that alternate reality outcome is. Just get 2 plays instead of 1, just like that.
When has Drew Petzing ever delivered in the fourth quarter? The only time I can think of is at Miami last year. Kyler Murray had that run on third down, and then they set up a field goal.
Maybe Kyler's first game back against Atlanta.
But against good teams.
Right. Well, you changed the criteria on me. When is he ever delivered in the fourth quarter? As far as Drew Petzing and the rest of the staff's status, we've got info on that. Plus the other blunder, this one in overtime, the final play of the game. We'll get some insight on that. It's all coming up next. PHNX Cardinals.
One of these days, we're going to come on here and just really enjoy our Monday. Not right now, though. The only thing I'm enjoying are the bets I'm making with Bet365. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I faded the Cardinals yesterday because I have no confidence in them right now. I have confidence in Bet365. I love their early payout offers. I love their parlay boosts. I love everything about them. You can check them out right now if you're a new customer. First of all, welcome, friends. Where you been? Bet365 has breaking news that's going to hook you up. New customers get $150 in bonus bets when they place just $5, win or lose. Sign up, use the bonus code PHNX365. All you got to do, throw a 10 spot in there, place a $5 bet. It can be win or lose. It does not matter. You're going to get the $150 in bonus bets to use on whatever you want. Spreads, totals, player props, futures, whatever you want. It's never ordinary with Bet365. You got to be 21 years and older, physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Text next step to 53342 or visit problemgambling.az.gov bowl for more info.
I went 3 for 3 betting on Bet365 yesterday. Over on Wilson and Trey McBride catches, and then an anytime Etienne touchdown. Cashed it pretty early, actually. Are we going to Mountain America Credit Union?
We are.
Because Mountain America Credit Union wants to make your style checking your lifestyle. They're my style checking, actually, your lifestyle. At Mountain America Credit Union, check them out, macu.com/mystyle.
Yeah.
You got to check it out because you're going to get perks. You deserve perks. You don't just need some sort of bank where you're just going to keep your money and you're like, oh, it's safe there. Like, it's going to be safe at Mountain America Credit Union. Plus, you're going to get the benefits of restaurant deals, mobile phone protection, telehealth access, identity protection, loan rate discounts, offers on travel and events, and so much more. Make My Style your lifestyle. Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle to apply or go into one of their many branches here in the West. It's insured by NCUA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration activation. Terms and conditions, exclusions apply. macu.com/mystyle. Make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union.
Cardinals under this regime are 15-30. And they are going backwards. And you've got a head coach who we like defending his coaches, and it's admirable. But there is zero patience left with this fan base, rightfully so. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you, there is zero appetite. Nobody wants to hear anybody be defended on this staff. And I think what these comments that we're going to get to with JG, and then I want your perspective on it, is just I think he comes off indirectly, basically kind of telling the fan base, like, we're making the right decisions. It's just not working out.
Yeah.
And no one has an appetite to hear that. That is, when you're 15-30, people want action, people want blood, people want firing, right? And And typically it looks like what's happening with the Raiders. Like Pete Carroll fired Chip Kelly. The Giants are firing people every week. The Cardinals have not made a coaching dismissal this year, and they have lost, 7 of 8. They've had a 5-game losing streak. They're likely going to lose a crooked number here at the end of the year. They have not done anything. And I go back to the point of you can make no moves with the idea of you're protecting people, but you need to be worried about protecting yourself. And I just, maybe he feels like, and we know this, he's got a big vote of confidence from the owner. Right. And I'm all for continuity, but this is ridiculous, Bo. I cannot believe we're sitting here at 3-8. The offense is terrible. And it's like everybody just gets to keep their job for the rest of the year.
Yeah. People want to see some sort of consequences for the mistakes that are being made for the Arizona Cardinals, falling short now in 6 games that they've lost by less than 5 points, something crazy like that, some minuscule margin of defeat. But like this blind loyalty, this unquestionable loyalty, this sense of conviction in your coaching staff, like one day they're going to figure it out as the losses mount. Like this is not the league. This is not the sport where you get that sort of luxury.
No.
You just don't. And I'm sure there was something before the Raiders lined up against the Browns and Shador's making his first start that was, if you lose this game, you're going to have to fire somebody.
Right.
And the Giants was like, if you blow another fourth quarter lead, somebody else is going to get fired.
Right.
Because it needs to stop. And things have needed to stop for a long time here in the desert, but they continue to get this long leash. And it's people call it loyal to a fault. And I think that's what we're witnessing here, unfortunately. Like there is just this misplaced, overly loyal head coach that believes in his guys and thinks just has this sense of belief, like he's going to be able to find it out. It's either Petzing or it's Jeff Rodgers, who's been with, 3 different head coaches now. And in the special teams, you've never been special teams are special, really good, but now they're just a giant liability, it feels like. So it's an absolute mess. Do we want to get to Gannon's reasoning for why no staff changes?
Yeah, let's do that.
Table the overtime play. Yeah, let's get into that. So Gannon was asked about it, specifically about why no moves after these more gut-wrenching losses, more so than the non-competitive games. This was his answer.
When we look at those games that you're talking about, we evaluate everything that we're doing, and then we implement certain things to try to fix problems that keep showing up over and over. That's what anybody would do, but I believe in our process and our people. And to change for the sake of change, to think that you're going to get a different result, I don't believe in that where we're at right now. I think these games that are down score games, you can look at a couple plays here or there, but I showed the defense the first drive, the game. They're backed up, and 5 plays later it's 7-0, and really not for anything schematically that they did. So those are the things that I point out, that it's like, hey, let's fix these day one install plays on a sail route, on a stretch play, on a 4-way post wheel, 3-out man-to-man zone beater that we're in man-to-man. Let's do those a little bit better. You know what I mean? So, and then in critical moments, do we have the right thought process, and can we execute? I think we have the right thought process, and I've seen us execute. We just got to do it at a little higher level.
Okay, so he deflected in that answer, and he talked about the defense.
Mm-hmm.
That was a deflection. And I know this, I believe this, that he thinks that maybe the offense not being at full strength, maybe it's not fair to judge the coaches right now, given the players that they have. And I was all for that in 2023 when you strip this puppy down.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know how, we're not just talking about Sunday's performance. It's like, well, Michael Wilson was not a factor for the first 5 weeks. Why the hell not? And Marvin Harrison Jr., his career's been a roller coaster, and his dad's publicly ripping the offense, and Kyler Murray can't throw the ball downfield. It's just one, and the offensive line is regressed. And it's just one thing after another. This is not an isolated incident.
Yeah.
And so sorry, it's not perfect here on November 24th, and you've got 11 Pro Bowlers on a silver platter for Drew Petzing. Sorry, Jerry Rice and Matthew Stafford and Adrian Peterson aren't on this team. It's like, no, this is you're paid a premium to figure it out, and you've had ample time to do that. No one feels bad for you. And so he makes a comment. We're going to wait. I don't feel necessary right now. Drew is going to be fired in January. But I think it is a huge indictment right now, not firing him for Jonathan Gannon to just try to ingratiate yourself with your fan base. And I saw Brian put it in the comments earlier. There's a disassociation with how he puts things out there, and just like the perception of the fans, it is very much kind of ignored or disregarded.
Right.
And that's a problem.
It is a problem. Yeah. It's something where you can't discount their opinion. Now, often, like, is their opinion too knee jerk? Is it too jumping out of airplanes? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. But when there's not a sample size, or if there's a sample size of this many games,
right,
3 years, and you say, I have the confidence, or I believe in our process, and I believe in our people, sometimes you do, like, that needs to be removed from you. Like, you have to listen to other just people talking about what's going wrong with this team, because right now it's not working, and you have to appease, some sort of faction of this organization outside of the people in that room. And I know, like, you just want to put your head down and go to work and try to figure it out.
Right.
But that's not how the NFL works. And week in and week out, that you suffer gut-wrenching blow after blow and loss after loss. Like, in order to kind of quiet the critics and create, survive and advance to the next week, you have to do some really, like, tough things. You have to make some tough decisions. I'm sure Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll's a great coach. I hate saying it because he did it for so long here in the NFC West.
And people like working with him.
He fired his first coordinator mid-season last night because it's been such a debacle in Vegas. And they gave Chip Kelly, Geno Smith, they brought him in, and they got Ashton Genty, and they used a high pick on him, and they Brock Bowers, and they've invested in this offense, and their offense is putrid. And they said, enough's enough. And at some point, you have to figure out where you're going to say enough's here, and I'm going to make this uncomfortable move because this is the only path forward for me in the rest of this staff.
I want to get to a graphic. The Arizona Cardinals can't beat winning teams. They can't beat anybody right now. They are 0 for their last 11 against winning teams dating back to last year. 0 for 11. There are the matchups on the screen. In those games, the Cardinals are averaging just 19 points per game.
Yeah.
When they play good teams, they're not scoring 20 points. And I would argue these numbers have been juiced. We know they scored a defensive touchdown yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And their numbers were juiced against the Seahawks and the 49ers in garbage time.
Right.
Look at last year. Couldn't break 20 points in key matchups with the playoffs on the line. Jonathan Gannon, his spot would have been secure. He would have gotten an extension. His family, it would have been a game-changing instance for him professionally. He would have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Drew Petzing, pressure on the line, 6 points, 22 points, 18 points, 9 points. Okay, you run it back. You bring your buddy back. 15 points against Robert Saleh, who has owned you. He owns you. Seahawks game. It was 20-3 in the fourth quarter. Colts game, bust. Fourth quarter. Packers game, couldn't pick up a first down. Terrible play calling. Blowout against the Seahawks, blowout against the 49ers, throw in the Titans game for good matter. And then yesterday, you scored 14 points, 17 with a field goal. Congratulations. Like, this is not a small sample size. if Jonathan Gannon gets fired this year, it's going to be because of his loyalty to Drew Petzing. And I cannot believe, even Matt Eberflus knew, I got to fire these coordinators. Now, they're good people, but he fired coordinators after year 3. He fired them during the season.
Yeah.
I have never seen anything like this. Never.
Yeah, you could certainly subtract 12 and 15 points from those 2 non-competitive games.
It's probably closer to like 17 points per game.
Yeah. It's not good enough. It's not good enough, and it hasn't been good enough. And it's unfortunate for a fan base that, you know, was hook, line, and sinker, and they were you know, lapping up everything that.
But people were skeptical of Drew though this offseason.
They were what?
They were skeptical of Drew. Like, remember we would do shows and it's like Drew has to show a lot in the first month of the season, right? And like it's November 24th. They're way worse than we thought. Way worse. And he's still around. I hate calling for people's jobs, but I tell you what, I'll do it if it means I don't have to watch whatever the hell that was yesterday. That was an embarrassment of a product. I talked to somebody who was at the game yesterday, and it's just you could not believe the lack of awareness in critical situations offensively. And like Jacoby Brissett knows. And I had somebody comment on our watch along. I posted a clip and somebody said, well, he was probably told not to spike the ball. Well, yeah. Guess who told him not to do it?
Right. Yeah, that was the philosophy. That was the approach.
They wanted to do that.
Yeah. Which makes it worse.
Yes. It makes it seem like you have no idea what you're doing. We know that though.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take another break. I guess we'll come back and dissect more of these presser clips that are just not going well. Hit the like button. We're trying to get 4 more memberships for a scoop. 4 more. We got gifted 5 from Brian. I'm going to tell you what also is a gift. This hat was a gift from our GMS Bo. I don't know if Bo got one, but I definitely got one. This is a branded Bills PHNX Cardinals hat. It is elite. You can pick it up right now. Believe on sale, or is it the sale started? When's the sale start?
If you're a diehard, I think you get access to
jackpot. Become a diehard. Yeah. Here's the hat. I'm going to tell you how big of a sicko I am for branded Bills. I just have these just ready to go. Okay, ASU branded Bills. This is one of my favorites. I got complimented by somebody at a coffee shop today. Love it, branded Bills. And then of course our guy Nux, branded Bills.
Come on, clean your hat.
More. Now I'm a dirty boy, but I'm a big time fan of our friends at Branded Bills. Check them out right now. Locally owned, operated here in Mesa, Arizona. They're a partner with us, the Phoenix Suns, U of A, ASU. They are elite. Check them out right now. BrandedBills.com. Use the bonus code BBPHNX for 15% off your first order. They've got deals on their website. Go check that out, and then go to GoPHNX.com. Check out our merch. Branded Bills, perfect for this holiday season, Bo.
I am anti any kind of Christmas music and Christmas decorating. Let me finish before Thanksgiving. Like I will what? I think after Thanksgiving, get after it, right? Crank up the Mariah, get your Starbucks holiday cup, and start decorating your homes. If you do it before, then like to each their own. But like it's never too early for my friends over at Arizona Lottery and their holiday scratcher. 'Tis the season for over $80 million in prizes with our friends over at Arizona Lottery. The holiday tickets are available to fill your stockings with cash. Do it for white elephant gifts, whatever it may be. It's the perfect stocking stuffer for any occasion this holiday season. Cash countdown, prizes up to $250,000. Candy cane cash, which smells like peppermint when you scratch it off. Unbelievable stuff going on with our friends over at Arizona Lottery. Love, play, and spread holiday cheer with the holiday scratchers from the Arizona Lottery.
Hit that like button. We need 4 more members for a scoop for the show. Big thanks to Brian, who gifted 5. We appreciate you, Brian. One of my favorites in the chat. We got a bunch of super chats. We're going to get to them. But first, more from JG. Again, I do want to get to this. I had Noah doctor up something. Somebody had the greatest meme of JG created. So the Cardinals, what were they? What's the statistic? They're the first team in 20 years.
Teams that had won the turnover battle by 4 or more were 50-0 in the last 25 years.
And then, unfortunately, the Cardinals made it 50-1. Noah, let's see that graphic. The Undertaker at WrestleMania was 22-0, and then he got one. Let's do it one more time. Joe on Twitter was unbelievable. He made the JG version 50-1. That is unbelievable.
What is the context of this?
So the Undertaker at WrestleMania was 22-0. And then he lost to Brock Lesnar. And
wow.
One, and people
dominating in fake wrestling. They'd written him to win 22 times. Why did they decide to switch it up?
It's real to me. He thought he was winning that day.
Did he?
Yeah.
He didn't get the script?
Yeah, there it is. Big Bang Joe. I saw that on Twitter. I'm like, I need this in the show today. Yeah, Brock Lesnar. They didn't need to. They should have just had him be undefeated, which was unfortunate. Not as unfortunate as what we witnessed yesterday.
Yeah. No,
what else do you want to get to?
Real life, real sports.
Trying to be the best in big sports.
We got into. Did we play the clip about? Yeah, we played the clip about Gannon and his why no staff changes.
Yeah.
We want a couple updates on Marv and Kyler Murray.
You want to transition to K1? Let's do it.
All right. He was asked today about the status of Kyler Murray because he's got, I believe, 2 more games on IR.
Yeah, I talk to K1 every day, and he's working hard to get healthy. That's what he's doing right now. He's in every meeting. He's engaged. He's rehabbing a boatload of time in there. But I know he wants to play.
Okay. You want to break that down? Or you want me to break that down?
You seem pretty locked and loaded on this one. Why don't you go for it?
Get ready to hear that response. It's for 6 more weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray will not be activated. Kyler Murray will not play this year. They're going to try to trade Kyler Murray this offseason. I know Jonathan Gannon loves Kyler Murray. I don't think that's ever been wavered. So I'm not saying he's being dishonest. I believe what he's saying. And I think you're just going to get in 2 weeks. We're not going to activate K1 yet. He's doing everything he can. I think we could see a scenario that you broke down well, where like he could get activated like the last week of the regular season, practice and not play.
Right.
That's what's happening.
Right. I think you're going to see like more calculated appearances around the facility, around the practice field. Like he's going to be Cardinals adjacent the rest of the way. Mm-hmm. To continue to save face and, continue, not like a charade, like, because Kyler Murray is continue to be a good teammate and he has a good rapport with everybody in that facility, as you mentioned, him and JG.
Yep.
But I think everybody reads the writing on the wall the same. Like, this is going to be a mutual parting of ways this offseason.
And again, like there are people who were like, Kyler Murray wins that game yesterday. And it's like, I don't know if anybody's winning anything with Drew. The Cardinals with Kyler Murray lost to the Titans. The Titans are not going to win another game this year. The Titans should have been winless this year.
Yeah. That's such a stupid debate.
How do you know that?
You
Drew
don't.
Petzing is not a good coordinator.
Like the last we saw of Kyler Murray wearing a Cardinals uniform, we didn't see anything overly impressive, like, unfortunately. Like, we wanted to. Like, I wanted to see that. But the way all the variables that go into it, whether it's play calling or, drops or whatever, those were all happening. And, like, to think that you're just going to wave a wet magic wand, you're going to put them back in there and things are just going to function at an optimal level, I think that's about as naive as it gets. So, yeah, I'm not going to entertain any of those kind of conversations.
It could be worse because they didn't trust him to throw the ball downfield. That's the only way the Cardinals are moving the ball now.
I would have loved to see Kyler Murray in a pass first option offense. It would have been kind of nice to see. But we're robbed of it. The things that went down earlier in the season, as far as just the offensive ineffectiveness and how the run game was just destroyed by injury and ineffectiveness from the offensive line. It's like, now, like, there's 2 big parts of this that are true at the same time. It's like Cardinals obviously protecting their asset, and would you blame Kyler Murray if he didn't want to go in there in a lost season, play and take snaps behind this offensive line with no run game?
Play for Drew Petzing,
right?
Trust Drew Petzing.
Yeah, that scheme that didn't exactly help him put up big numbers.
I'm not saying this is anybody's fault, although I can think of a name. Michael Wilson had 18 targets in the first 5 games of this year.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, Michael Wilson can play now. Well, he's always been able to play. You have talent here. Michael Wilson has been one of the best receivers in the NFL the last 2 weeks against pretty good defenses.
Pretty sure the best.
Sure he's the best. Statistically.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr., we saw what he did on Monday Night Football against Dallas. Trey McBride's the best tight end in the NFL. You have pieces. These pieces can play.
Michael Wilson's the first wide receiver to have back-to-back 100-yard performances in this system ever.
I think it's such an indictment of what they have been held back by.
Yeah.
And nobody trusts anybody right now. So that's why I'm always going to come on here and defend Marv, and I'm always going to come on here and defend the players. And what was the number one thing that you and I said when you go back and you watch those videos we did, like when the Kyler Murray stuff was happening? I'm done watching Kyler and Drew Petzing. I said, if you're going to go forward with Drew, clearly Gannon is a pro Drew Petzing guy. If we've made anything clear through 51 minutes of this show, I don't want to watch Kyler and Drew. Either go with Kyler or go with Drew. And they made their decision. They said, we're going with Drew, and we're going to go with a quarterback that Drew likes for his offense. Because apparently for Drew's offense, you can only function if you're the size of Big Ben and you do one or two things well, throwing the ball downfield. And give them credit, they've done that. But they can't run the ball, and they can't pass protect, and they can't score in the red zone, and they can't utilize their weapons all at once. I mean, this offense should have been the hottest effing thing ever with Kyler, Marv, Michael, Trey, Paris Johnson Jr. at left tackle, couple good running backs. It was unwatchable. Titans game, Panthers game. We were in the Superdome. Saints game didn't look good. You almost lost that game. And it just
the Niners game, Seattle, all the way through 3 quarters. It was brutal. Update on Marvin Harrison Jr. plus that ill-fated final play. Do we still love it? We'll get into it next. PHNX Cardinals.
The only thing I love is a hot meal from Circle K. Honestly, the only thing right now is just like my family. They went to a park, and I'm just like, I'm going to be done with the show here. After a while, I'm just going to go to Circle K, and I'm just be like, hey guys, Cardinals are not my friend, but Circle K, you're my best friends right now. Become a member of the Inner Circle right now and get hooked up with the meal deal matrix, $3, $4, and $5 meal deals. 2 slices of any 20-ounce Coca-Cola or Pepsi product. Again, if you're looking for answers this holiday season, look no further. Saving money with Circle K. I go everywhere. Go to retail stores, brick and mortar stores, big box chains. I can't find anything cheaper than Circle K right now when it comes to 12 packs of soda, chips, snacks, their own stuff, which is fantastic. They've got pizza, they've got hamburgers, they've got breakfast meals. And it's just like, I just want quality products at a low price. And by the way, I can fill up my gas tank for 20 cents on the dollar. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for more details.
I was hungover from another loss this morning, and I went to Circle K and put in my Inner Circle number.
Yeah.
It's just my phone number. And I was checking out one of those self-checkouts, and I was getting my coffee, and it's free 99, $0, 0 cents. I got a free coffee just by being a member of this free app with the Inner Circle at Circle K. Free coffee today. That hazelnut coffee, it tasted that much better at Circle K. Mark and Alexis Breyer of Husband and Wife Law Team Elite follow on social media in Elite as far as in the courtroom and getting the results that you need if you've been in an accident or you've suffered a serious injury or there's a wrongful death that is affected you. Check them out right now at their website, husbandandwifelawteam.com, and give them a call, 602-783-8841. Brings hundreds of years of combined trial experience, multiple certified specialists, personal injury, and wrongful death. Check them out right now. They are trial lawyers. They actually go to trial. They're not just like, well, just settle here. This is the easy way out. This is money right here. No, they're going to do what's necessary for you in your situation and whatever you may be facing in these tough times. If you've had a serious injury, call husband and wife law team at 602-783-8841 and visit their website. The link in the show notes. Tell them friends over at PHNX, Johnny, Bo, and Noah sent you.
Ooh, we're going to get your super chats. Appreciate everybody watching right now. Hit that like button. Bo, you want to talk a little fourth down play? I crashed out on the live stream. I could not believe the play call. 2 straight passes to Greg Dortch, and it's 4th and 4, and the Cardinals don't take a timeout. Don't use any of their timeouts in overtime. Jacoby Brissett locks with Xavier Weaver from the minute the ball is snapped. He does not process the field. He's got Bam Knight underneath. He's got Dortch. Could go to Trey McBride or Michael Wilson, give them a 50-50 ball.
Yeah.
Throws deep to an undrafted free agent that has about 5 career catches, and he's in double coverage, and the game is over.
Just sickening, right? I mean, watching it unfold, and you've seen them move the ball down the field. You saw it, right before they forced overtime.
Yeah,
moving the ball down into the red zone. They were outside of obviously field goal range because then they could have just kicked to tie the game. But they were on the outside looking in there, and you see it unfold. Like you can watch it in real time, and you see Dortch and you see Bam Knight. And sure, like Michael Wilson and Trey McBride should be your top targets there. But it's like live to see another day, and you see this ball just go up into the lights at State Farm Stadium and just fall basically harmlessly to the turf. There was really no real chance of hauling that in. I don't care like if Jacoby Brissett put that on a rope or it was a dot or a dime, like it still would have been tough given where the defenders were on that play. So it's just I don't know why. It's just like they're like, we're just tired of this game. Let's just win or lose it right here. And it's just like, well, you could have just lived to see the another play.
It's like you had all your tips at the blackjack table, and you're just like, oh man, I'm up.
You're rolling, right? You're rolling because they were moving the ball with ease, like they were already in territory, and they're just like, let's just see what happens. Let's just push it all our chips in the middle of the table here on 4th and 4 to an undrafted rookie free agent who's really hasn't played consistently since he's entered the league.
He quit on a route last week that Jacoby Brissett got picked off, and Brian Baldinger on our show called him out. Quit on a route last week. He's not a perfect player. I'm sure he's nice. Like, you've got the hottest wide receiver that you've had all year. You've got the number 1 tight end in the NFL. Dortch has scored in this game. You already went to him twice. Bam Knight's capable. And that is your play call? First of all, call a timeout. Why is this team? They just have no interest in collecting their thoughts and getting together. When was the last time Drew Petzing, they called a timeout and you're like, dial something up and it was a winning play? And you're like, hell yeah. It's like Matt LaFleur on 4th down, called a timeout against the Cardinals, went to his tight end, Tucker Kraft, 1st down. The Cardinals are playing without a full deck offensively. You just got no confidence that they can. It's like Bruce Arians. You're pushing the right button at key moments of the game. Cardinals, it's like, how are you going to blow this? And that's why, he's up there and he's saying, we're not going to make changes for the sake of making changes. Okay, so you're basically telling everybody, we are content with this product. We are content with the status quo. You can expect more of the same. Like, I don't know, man. Let Israel Wilford call plays. Let Drew Terrell call plays for a game. Let's just see what happens. This season is over. It's like I would go Michael Bidwell and just be like, okay, we're going to fire Drew. So we could, some of these games the last 6 weeks may not look great, but you know what? We're trying something different. We're not in these meetings with them. We don't know what they're implementing, what they're adjusting. All we know is the product that you're giving us, and the product is awful. Try something different. If they anointed Israel Wilford this weekend, and he's up and down, it's like, okay, but at least you did something, because we know this offseason you're going to get a real offensive coordinator if you're not fired.
Yeah. You guys are crushing it with your super chats. Let's just get a quick update on kind of a non-update on Marvin Harrison Jr. from Gannon today.
Yeah, when he's physically and mentally healthy enough to play, he'll play.
Will he need a ramp up because
Yeah, we'll always do what's best for his health first, for what's best for him, and then what's best for the team.
So we'll see. I mean, Wednesday is going to be your first opportunity to potentially see Marv if he's going to practice this week. I would imagine if he misses any practice, that it would be a long shot for him to play come Sunday, just how they've operated.
Keep him out. If there's any hesitation, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him play. I don't trust the play caller. I have major reservation, like throwing him out there with Jacoby against Todd Bowles with Drew Petzing, like that makes me nervous. Marv is a very, very valuable asset moving forward. Don't screw with him. So,
and Theo Mackey asked Gannon, like, has Michael Wilson with his play, has he kind of earned the opportunity to kind of keep some of those wide receiver one opportunities? And he basically was like, yeah, we're gonna get the ball to our playmakers.
Good. I mean, I would be awesome to see Michael Wilson hit 1,000 yards. He needs like 79 yards per game. So it's an outside shot. But like, here's what I know. The Cardinals have good players offensively. They have weapons.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we're sitting here and it's like, wow, Marv can really play on Monday Night Football, and Michael Wilson suddenly really good at football, and Trey's Trey. It's like, it's an indictment. You've had these guys for 2 years, and you've looked terrible. And now it's like, oh man, we're unlocking something. It's like it's too little, too late for me. Partially, you're not scoring touchdowns with it.
Can I give an update on the draft positioning?
Yeah, break this down for us.
He's so disgusted. He's gonna have me break it down. The chart you found, the Arizona Cardinals right now 9th in the NFL draft, and you can tell from this chart that they have projected draft slot is just about 8.5. They got a 0.3% chance of the top pick. That ship has sailed. As far as the top 5 pick, there's still hope. 18% chance to sneak into the top 5. A lot has to go right as far as the teams ahead of them winning football games and the losing continuing here. As far as the top 10 pick, right about 75% chance for the Arizona Cardinals to have a top 10 pick this next April for the NFL draft.
That's why it's tough where we're like, lose out. It's like, for what? I mean, I think if they lose out, they're in the top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
I think they lose out and they don't win another game. You're 3-14. You're picking in the top 5. So
surprised to see Washington and kind of the Bengals. Like the Bengals are going to get Joe Burrow back, and they're going to be in a good spot to win. Let's say like half their games remaining with Joe Burrow, I would say. And then Washington, we'll see what the status of Jaden Daniels is, but
he practiced, I think.
Yeah, I mean, gives him a shot. Gives them a shot for the Cardinals at least to hurdle them. And then, as you mentioned, there's a couple teams that play each other that are ahead of you in this draft order.
Saints, Jets, Titans, I think all play each other, and Falcons and Saints play each other twice still. And or did they just play? Like they play again? I mean, there's still a quarter of the season left.
We need the Falcons to win as many games as possible.
Beat the Cardinals here in a couple ways. I thought Kirk Cousins.
You can't have that Rams pick get too high.
For sure. I'm more concerned about I have no idea how this is going to go. I think that Jonathan Gannon's coming back. And I think him operating as is with his coaching staff reaffirms that. And I think that pisses a lot of the fans off. We're like, when you really feel like your job's in jeopardy, and we said this last week, it's like as much as like this guy's my buddy, like I have to fire him because we need to be better. the fact that they haven't fired anybody, it's like, okay, well, then they're going to do a coaching assessment at the end of the year, and they'll just say, hey, Drew, we're not renewing your contract.
Right.
But I'm just going to ask you a question I don't think I've asked you on or off air. If the Cardinals lose out and go 3-14, and Jonathan Gannon is 15-36,
right?
How do you convince the fan base that is the right decision moving forward? I know there's not a big difference between 3-14 and 4-13, like it's or 5-12, but 3-14. I mean, like 6 weeks is a long time.
That's a near impossible feat. What you're describing to be 22 games under 500 through 3 seasons.
We've never seen
games under 500 in 3 seasons. That would be that's tough to not just incite excitement, but just confidence, overall confidence. Like as far as your approval rating is probably at just the lowest we've maybe ever seen, which is really unfortunate because it's like, could you have avoided this? And
yes,
having that lopsided of a win-loss record could deter your ability to get a future position as a head coach. Like, this is your opportunity. So why are you going to continue with the status quo with what's been a losing product now nearly through 3 seasons?
Like, you and I are on the same page. The defense had a couple lapses yesterday, but they did enough to win that game. Like, we have a sample now. Drew Petzing and his offense and his coaching blew that game for the Cardinals yesterday, on top of like bad special team play. Like, you could have fired Jeff Rodgers a month ago, right? Like, it's the special team coverage on kick and punt return. It's been terrible.
Right.
So you're enabling coaches on your staff to lose games for you directly or indirectly. And then if you don't fire them, then that's an indictment of you because you don't have the confidence that anybody else on your staff can take the baton. And that's why we've pounded the tape. You got to get people with experience. You got to get people that you feel like are set up for success and have done this and can steady the waters for you. Not firing Drew Petzing and enabling what we saw yesterday is only going to result in more losses. Like, you cannot convince me otherwise. The discombobulation at the end of that game and the egregious play calling, you're signing up for more of that 6 weeks where you play the Rams twice. Yeah. You play the Houston Texans and D'Amico Ryans versus Drew Petzing, like, wave the right flag now. Todd Bowles versus Drew Petzing. I don't care about Baker Mayfield. Todd Bowles versus Drew Petzing. And then Raheem Morris versus Drew Petzing. I mean, they're capable defensively. Their offense has been bad. And then Joe Burrow, you got to go into Cincinnati late in the year, and Joe Burrow is just going to be playing YOLO ball, throwing it up to Chase and T. Higgins. Like, 15-36 is indefensible. It is indefensible. I mean, 16-35 is indefensible too, but
I just got a glimpse of our super chats. Let's get into this.
Yeah, sorry. It's just I can't believe we're here. I can't believe we're doing
that. Let's start with who we have first. Well, how about
Miriam
Kopik is a member now. Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you, Miriam.
Start putting these up here. Shane Lame. Shane is lame. Shane is lame. I think that's in reference to our head of productions here. Shane is lame.
Yeah.
After watching the Cards game, hearing JG and then watching the Rams last night, JG is over his head. What a difference in organizations. That's another, uphill battle you're going against. Is the other coaches in this division have shown to be some of the best in the NFL. You've got 2 top 5 coaches and Mike McDonald making his way towards that.
And then how about that Liam Cohen video of celebrating in your building, your locker room? Duval that we all laughed at. And like, Trevor Lawrence can't play. Yeah. You know what they're saying? They're like, we're making it work.
Right.
We're in year 1 of this. You're in year 3. And our quarterback stinks and we know it. And we'll still beat you in your building.
Our $55 million quarterback turned it over 4 times. And we still won.
Doesn't matter.
Guy T. Cleary $19.99, very generous. Use this super chat from Virginia for some beers at the next watch party at Gila River at Wild Horse Pass. The depression is real. T. Cleary, thank you so much. That is, yeah, I think it should go a long way at Wild Horse Pass there. It's not just like one beer, it's other establishes. Pick and spreads, Donnie, $4.99. The NFL Stock Exchange, Trevor Sycamore and Connor Rogers did an episode of Fix Your Franchise with Arizona. Great episode. I recommend. They believe JG, Drew, and K1 gone and Monty stays.
I think Monty's safe regardless. As of today, I think Jonathan Gannon is safe. I think Drew and Kyler are gone for sure. But again, how many games does Jonathan Gannon want Drew Petzing to lose for him? Like, come on.
Shane is lame is back. Why is JG off limits? He's the root cause of our failures. Holds no accountability with his staff. What's going to change next year? Makes no sense to keep him delaying the inevitable. 26 down the drain.
Why don't you answer that, Bo?
I think that there's confidence behind the scenes from decision makers, ownership, that Jonathan Gannon, they like the direction of his coaching staff, of him and his coaching staff, and how they've changed the culture, and they're just kind of chalking it up as, a bad season.
A lost year.
So they think that with extra time, and Benjamin Albright was talking about this on Twitter today, even though I disagree with his timeline, the lose big, lose by a little, win by a little, win big, that kind of evolution of a team, of a rebuilding team, says we're only in, the second stage of that, the lose by a little. So I think that that's probably some of the line of thinking, and, Ben is tapped in, and I'm sure that's not something he's just putting out there himself. I'm sure it's probably something he's heard as far as it, pertains to this coaching staff.
Yeah. Ben Johnson's like, I'm just not going to lose it all.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson,
like 50 balls. Ben
Johnson in 11 games has already matched half of Jonathan Gannon's win total in 3 years.
Yeah. Have you seen their upcoming schedule too? Like, he's gonna cut right into that. It's gonna be right there. Lamar Washington, $5. Put the entire season on injured reserve and say your goodbyes to JG and crew.
Yeah, I mean, like, if they lose out and Jonathan Gannon gets fired, I mean, he's got nobody to blame but himself, and he'll know that. But, like, to your point, how do you convince another franchise? It's like, hey, I made some mistakes. I was overly loyal to an offensive coordinator that could not help me win. Okay, there's not a person on earth I would do that for.
Yeah,
you're just carrying along. It's disrespectful to say dead weight, but you're carrying along a coach that could cost you your livelihood. I just can't. The great coaches pivot. That's just point blank. The great coaches pivot, Bo.
Brian P is the man and gifted 5 PHNX Sports memberships. Thank you, Brian. And make sure if you got one from Brian that you thank BP for that tremendous gesture. Let's keep it going here with these super chats. You guys crushed it today. Alex, do we put Marv back at wide receiver 1 when he comes back, even though Mike has produced more at that position?
I don't know. What's wide receiver 1 in this offense? I think it's just
right.
I think the Cardinals can't run the ball, and they're going to be throwing it 50 times a game. And I think there'll be plenty of targets to go around. And maybe in a weird way, this will help Marv more with the pressure off. But they can't. They're not going to be able to run the ball the rest of the year. Jacoby Brissett's thrown the most yards for any quarterback through 6 games this year. Like, there'll be enough.
Right. Yeah. And Jacoby's going to have more of a sense of where Mike is on the field after this little run here. Keeping it going. Chris, thank you, Chris, for your $5. I'm honestly scared for the next 3 teams and what they're going to do to our front 5. I have no faith in Gannon and his staff. Boys, I'm just sad. LOL. Chris, we're right there with you, man. It's a depressing time to be a Cardinals fan.
Zero confidence in the staff to go win a game.
Yeah.
0.
Trevor jumping in, $1.99 captainship or Stranger Things on Wednesday. Stranger Things drops on Netflix on Wednesday, or do you want to go see The Captain in Old Town Scottsdale? I'd say why not do both?
Yes, that sounds great. Can somebody watch my kids for me?
Tyler, $6.99. This season will go down in Cardinals Cardinals infamy. There you go. Is one of the which the Cardinals blew one fourth quarter after another.
It's the worst season in 20 plus years, given the expectation. It's worse than 2018 because we went into 2018 after like winning consistently with Bruce Arians, and it's like, okay, Steve Wilkes isn't the guy, and Josh Rosen isn't good. We'll reset in the offseason. It's like you waited 3 years for a rebuild, and then now everybody just hates this regime. I mean, this is the worst year for sure.
Call in $2. Just start looking at college prospects. ATP.
I like that USC quarterback. Have you watched him at all?
Yeah, I'm not impressed.
What? Come on.
No, he didn't look that great against Oregon.
I think there's
some other quarterback in that game.
Well, yeah.
Who have you watched him play that you like him?
Well, I like his physical attributes. He looked good against Illinois. I thought he looked good against Michigan. He's not perfect.
Did they lose to Illinois?
Well, Illinois is a ranked team. I think it's more of an indictment of Lincoln Riley. I'm looking for diamonds. I'm trying to get. Look, they're not going to get Mendoza, and they probably not going to get more, maybe. So I'm like, okay, what's the next tier? We're in tier 2 right now. Okay, especially if the Cardinals win a game or two down the stretch.
Keeping it going. Shane is lame. I don't know if that's really his name, but if I'm K1 telling them Jets, Cleveland, Raiders are off limits, I will retire. So work with me. I'm not leaving one shit org to go to another. Major League Baseball is calling.
I think Kyler Murray is going to want to play for the Minnesota Vikings, and I think that I think Kyler Murray understands the importance of organization and infrastructure, and I think he wants to play with Justin Jefferson and those weapons. Does Kevin O'Connell, who knows Gannon, right, and that franchise, like, do they believe that Kyler Murray can come and be the guy for them? Like, J.J. McCarthy's terrible. He's one of the worst quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. He's not going to be around. If he's around, he'll be a backup. Like, will the Vikings get Mac Jones or Kyler Murray? Like, that'll be the question. But the Falcons are a realistic possibility. There are tons of teams, but I believe the Vikings would be Kyler Murray's preference.
I guess I hate everybody. Since I don't like the USC quarterback who performed against the closest thing that he'll probably face as far as NFL caliber talent against Oregon. Keeping it going. Bo, can you just straight up ask JG why he refuses to make any changes? He told us. He straight up said what he would likely just reiterate to me. He would just say he likes his guys, he likes his process, he likes his people, and he doesn't think that making a change is going to create instant results.
And to me, that's an indictment of the rest of the staff, because if you think that Drew is your best option calling plays, and that means you're mortified to promote somebody else. It's like, well, what have you been doing for the last 2 years? The Raiders are operating, Pete Carroll is operating like, I could be one and done here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire Chip Kelly, and I'm going to try to win some games here to convince everybody that I'm worth keeping around, and I'll get this straightened out. That's what they're doing. The Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon does not feel the pressure to do that. So read into that what you will.
Let's rip through these like it's the last 26 seconds of a game, and we're not going to spike it here. Fans since 74, I've never been lower than I feel today. Hang in there, JV. Owner, head coach, OC are insisting that I not believe my lying eyes. This is a nightmare shit show, and I can't wake up. Did you post this, Johnny? Is this you, JV?
That is me, though. That is me. Thank you, JV.
Desert Vulture, $10. Thank you, Desert Vulture. Johnny, explain why Gannon said it's a double-double on the last play. My kids thought it was a burger special. What Gannon says and what we watch is not the same for weeks.
He'd be better off just not having press conferences at this point. We're not getting anything tangible other than like contradicting what we saw. Monty Austin Ford is going to have to intervene at some point. This is just a double-double is what I had last night on my drive home, and now I feel sick to my stomach today, but it was great in real time.
Goes to Pat Tilley, $20. Thank you, Goes to Pat Tilley. Always dropping big-time super chats. Michael needs to change the locks, the entire coaching staff, like Bill did to Coriel and Hannah fan. I've run out of patience. Goodbye, JG.
We're going to do a breakdown, assuming this continues, of coaches that through 3 years had a worse record and were retained, because we're going to need to know what kind of history we're approaching here. You got to win games. They keep losing. Hey guys, we're just going to come up here every week. We just keep on losing. Hey everybody, I love these guys, and we're close. Stick with us. You just can't win a game. You cannot, like, that game was there to be won and you still lost it. Like, let's just keep doing the same thing.
T. Cleary, $4.99. First order of business. O-line retool. Sign me up.
Right tackle, left guard.
Desert Vulture, $5. Implosion on the way. Just a matter of time until a player calls out the coaching staff. Think it's coming?
No, probably not. I think everybody's just holding on, trying to get to Cabo in January. I posted that Cabo Cardinals yesterday.
Nice. Shaft, $10. Just another bad loss. Poor game management. Drew's taking JG down the drain with him.
ATL.
Atlanta's the only shot at a W. If we're not keeping K1, then we need a QB. I can't stand another 2 years of losing without a quarterback.
I can't imagine, Shaft, if this staff is retained, what their plan is at quarterback in 2026. That is a nightmare scenario. It's like, what are you going to do? Like, if Gannon's retained, which I believe he will be as of right now, they don't know what they're doing at quarterback. How could they? They got no plan, which means they got no shot next year.
AZ Moses, we got watching the fourth down pass look like a pass in not another team movie where it was missed completely while My Hero by Foo Fighter plays.
So that's a deep cut.
That was before he was Captain America, Chris Evans, right?
Oh, it's a great one. Not at kid age appropriate for when we probably saw it though.
Yeah. Chris Carrasco's back, $5. I'm willing to bet we stick with Drew and we go after a big, tall quarterback, work on this offensive line. We haven't fired him now. I don't think he will be.
No, they're going to fire him, Chris. It's not even going to be a firing. It's going to be, hey, his contract expires. We're not going to retain him. We're also going to 1-year deal. I know there's concern about like what they're going to get. We didn't get to 10 memberships today. So I'll have to try for that a different day. Appreciate Brian buying 5 memberships. Love you, brother. But there's stuff in the works with that. They're evaluating everybody, but Drew's not coming back. But my concern right now is like, how many games does Drew have to lose for Gannon to get fired? It can't, like, what is the downside of just being like, Drew, I'm sorry. I don't think he wants to shame Drew with a firing during the season. I don't think he wants, the situation. All right. Brian gifted 5 memberships. So we've made it to
10 total. Brian,
we appreciate you, brother. All right. You do the scoop, or you want to do it after the super chats?
After the super chat. Shaft, $10. Brian, you're the man. Shaft, here's how we finish with the number 4 pick in the draft. We lose out. New Orleans beats the Jets. Jets beat Atlanta, Miami, and who's the Jazz?
I don't know. Miami Jazz
beats Las Vegas beats Giants. Cleveland beats Tennessee. My God, Washington beats the Vikings, Giants, Philly, Week 18. Very doable. And then we trade up with Tennessee. We got the number 1 pick.
Perfect. Shane Lame. Why hire an OC who doesn't trust their QB to throw it downfield? They act like They act like an offensive rookie of the year and 2-time Pro Bowler can't throw. Great hire, JG. Stick with us. Nah. And see, this is good for Kyler Murray. Why go out there? This is good for Kyler Murray. All right. Scoop time. I'm going to give you a couple mini scoops, and then we'll try to connect the dots here, okay? I have heard that they love the job of Justin Fry. Justin Fry is not going to be fired. Okay. Justin Fry I think they feel like he's been dealt a bad deck, and they feel like players have regressed up front. Justin Fry, I expect him to be on the staff next year, assuming that they get whatever OC they get. They're like, I don't want Justin Fry here, which I don't think that's
bad hand. Like, was Clayton Adams the best bluffer in the entire world?
Maybe.
Because he bluffed himself into like a top 5 group.
I'm going to tell you right now, Evan Brown not coming back.
Liability.
liability. He was terrible yesterday, and then obviously Jonah Williams. I believe that he will be retained. I think Israel Wolford is very well liked. I believe he will be retained. And then I'll give another scoop here. Brian Dable, not happening. Not going to pursue him. Brian Dable, not an option. So a lot of people were, including us, we're like, okay, Brian Dable,
right.
not happening.
Okay. All right.
Stefanski, red tape, hasn't been fired yet. They won yesterday. The relationship with Drew, how could that make things difficult? I think they would like Stefanski to just kind of, in a perfect world, but I think there's too much red tape right now. I don't think that's dead, but ask me in like a month to 6 weeks, Dable out though.
Got it. There you go. Brian, I hope you felt like it was worth it. I know all 10 recipients of your memberships. Yeah, Bees is like, that's a big dub from Brian P. So
we'll have names that nobody else will have when Drew's fired. I can tell you that. This show will have names that nobody else will have.
It's not going to be some unknown.
No.
Right.
I've heard names. Bo's heard names. And when we can run with them, we'll tell you. We'll tell you. But it's that I just can't believe, like, fire Drew today and give Israel Wolford 6 weeks to just say, I'm gonna have this good tape for Israel Wolford to be able to prove himself. But right now, it's just I believe Gannon. They are living day to day.
Yeah. Humble Rumble. Better luck next season. Thank you, Humble Rumble. I appreciate that. See Lane Kiffin in the chat. I don't know if they could afford Lane Kiffin making $90 million, close to $100 million. College level.
I'm going to answer another question. T is asking, are you happy with the names that we've heard? And Bo and I have heard names.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy generally with the names that I've heard. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. We'll see.
Some of them more than others.
We'll see. Like there's plans A, B, C. Like often with the organization, you have to go beyond that. So what's plan D, E, and F look like?
Yeah, they're
Brian Picotti better than Brian Dable. I agree.
But like Gannon's got to get to January 1st. Like they win yesterday, and it's like, okay. And then like had they won yesterday, and then Teddy Bridgewater this weekend, and then the Falcons, you got some juice, man. You got negative juice now. Yeah. You got negative juice.
Anti-juice.
If you guys like them, then we're screwed. Appreciate that, T. He said totally.
He's mad at me because I don't like your guy from USC.
Couple of the names would be very good for our little content business we got going on here. Hopefully they're good, on the NFL Sundays too. A couple of them from a content standpoint. Yes, please. Gimme.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Brian, for strong arming Johnny into some scoops.
Oh, you knew those two. Come on. All right. Close this out here on a big loser Monday.
Is it Britton? Britton Golden, one of them?
Britton Golden is the best player analyst in the Valley, period. He is the best, and we are so fortunate to have him.
Yeah. Congrats to Britton on his big Super Bowl win over the weekend. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. At least somebody's a winner.
Hire him and Drew Stanton.
I guess.
Yeah. You guys crushed it yesterday. Unbelievable stuff during the watch along. Thanks to everybody that tuned into that, plus the post game. And then today, all the super chats, all the memberships, the new supporters. Welcome, friends. Light up those emojis as much as possible. Go bother other shows on this network. Have yourself some fun with the Suns crew, ASU crew. It's rivalry week with U of A and ASU. It's a big week here at PHNX. Of course, it's Thanksgiving week too. So shows today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday. So it's kind of a normal week for us here at PHNX.
We get no time off.
So, yeah. We're not changing anything. We're not going anywhere. It's a full week of coverage for PHNX Cardinals. No,
we're actually doing more shows.
That's right. We're gonna have a turkey cam at Johnny's house for on Thanksgiving. He's just gonna be live.
It's fine
as he stuffs his face like it's a post Cardinals loss at Culver.
my Anquan Bolden jersey just sitting there. My brother-in-law comes over. He's talking up the Packers. I'm just sitting there. Great gravy boy. Yeah.
What do you mean, Anquan Bolden jersey?
Yeah. Well, I have an old Anquan Bolden
Okay.
jersey.
Maybe making sure you're not grifting more and stealing more from the studios here.
I need that too. I also need that.
Nope, it's Noah's. Don't touch it.
It's mine.
I'll hurt you. All right. For Noah, for Johnny, I'm Bo. Follow along at PHNX_Cardinals on your socials. Have a great rest of your Monday. Big Fat Loser Monday here. We're back on a Tuesday. PHNX Cards.
We all silly like the mayor.